What happened in those critical minutes inside Uvalde's Robb Elementary School on May 24th, 2022, when a gunman killed 19 children and 2 teachers, is finally heading to court. On trial is former Uvalde Schools police officer Adrian Gonzalez, one of 2 officers charged with endangering the very children they swore to protect. After a change in venue, the trial begins in Corpus Christi tomorrow. Tonight, senior investigative reporter Tanya Eiserer breaks down what Gonzalez did and didn't do that day.
Adrian Gonzalez faces 29 counts of abandoning or endangering a child, 19 for the children who were killed and 10 for those who were wounded. He is the first police officer in the state of Texas to be tried under the statute for allegedly failing to take action. And the outcome of this case could have ramifications for law enforcement far beyond that courtroom. The body cam begins with officers running and a warning.
Guys, be careful! He might be in that building!
Several minutes later, a gunman armed with a long rifle had stepped into Uvalde's Robb Elementary.
Shots fired inside the building, Uvalde!
Uvalde Schools police officer Adrian Gonzalez and other officers enter through the south side of the school. 77 minutes would pass from the time officers arrived on scene until tactical units finally moved in and killed the gunman. What Gonzalez did, or failed to do during those 77 minutes, is now at the heart of a 29-count indictment. Prosecutors allege that after hearing gunshots and being advised of the general location of the shooter, he failed to engage, distract, or delay the shooter, and that he failed to attempt to follow his active shooter training by advancing toward the gunman.
Watching the video and knowing everything that I know about the incident, clearly Uvalde failed at the most basic level of an active shooter response, which is to go and eliminate the threat immediately.
Jurors will now have to decide whether those failures weren't just missteps, but criminal acts.
This is one that could go either way.
Mike Howard is a Dallas criminal defense attorney and former public defender.
If I'm the prosecutor, I'm going to say, well, his inaction placed them, in danger.
But do you criminalize that?
That's right. I'm the defense. Where I'm going to argue is falling short of the mark is not a crime. Even being a coward is not a crime.
It's June 15th, 2022.
ABC News obtained an audio recording of a call an investigator made to Gonzalez 22 days after the massacre.
Dialing the number at this time.
A call that offers a window into his actions and state of mind.
This is the police office.
When you responded to the school, what did you understand you were responding to as far as the shooting?
When I first responded, it was in reference to the Uvalde Police Department traffic of an accident. Then the call came out that the suspect was running with the gun towards the school, so that's why I initiated heading over there.
Okay.
Because now he was on school property.
Were you ever told that it was an active shooter?
No.
Okay. Were you ever told that it was a barricaded subject?
No, sir.
The defense is really going to put forward, put yourself in Officer Gonzalez's shoes. When he arrives, what does he know? What does he not know?
According to Gonzalez, after entering the building and hearing gunshots, he attempted to call for a tactical team, but his radio had no reception inside the building.
So I stepped out and never went back into that hallway.
Did you know that there was children still alive inside the rooms?
No, sir.
Here's Gonzalez positioned at the corner of the building, talking to the Uvalde police sergeant wearing the body camera, telling him what he saw when he first got there.
I saw a teacher on the ground and I thought she had tackled somebody. So when I came up, she was by her side. I saw her running in a cloud of dust. I thought she tackled somebody.
Child 911.
Here he is just minutes before police stormed the classroom and killed the gunman.
You want to start getting kids out? I can start jumping.
Cover them. Go, run over there.
A critical incident review found that from about 11:38 a.m. until 12:47 p.m., close to the time law enforcement made entry, the gunman was wrongly described as barricaded or contained at least 26 times.
This was clearly not a barricaded person.
James Hawthorne served as the chief of a North Texas school district for 9 years until recently retiring.
You have the duty to respond, to act, and try to eliminate the threat because, again, lives are at risk.
The trial is likely to expose far more about what he did and didn't do that day, and whether those choices rise to the level of a crime.
As a prosecutor, I think you just really want to keep the focus on the children, the focus on the victims, and how, there was one man who could have prevented it.
I'm Tanya Iser.
Our senior crime and justice reporter
inside
Rebecca Lopez is also on the ground in Corpus Christi right now. She will be following the trial for you this week. She'll have updates right here on air throughout the week. And WFAA will also be streaming gavel-to-gavel coverage of the trial beginning tomorrow at 8 a.m. Our exclusive coverage can be found on WFAA Plus, which is free to download to your TV.